We do start the news at 4 with some breaking news tonight. The CDC confirms the first case of novel or new coronavirus in the U.S., and it's right here in our state. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Flores.
And I'm Hannah Kim. That first case involves a Snohomish County man in his 30s who visited Wuhan, China, the epicenter of where the virus has killed so far 6 people and sickened more than 300. We want to show you how this all started. The local man flew back to SeaTac on January 15th from China. It was not a direct flight to SeaTac Airport. We are still trying to find out where that connection happened. But here's what we do know about what happened. After he landed on January 15th, the man sought out medical attention 4 days later on the 19th when he reached out to a clinic in Snohomish County. Samples were collected and sent to the CDC. The results coming out positive just yesterday, and he was transported to Providence Medical Center in Everett last night. Investigators are now trying to track down all the people who he came in contact with. So we have team coverage tonight on this health alert. Q13's Grace Lim and Jennifer Lee are tracking this story from Shoreline, where state and local officials laid out the situation during a news conference. Let's go to Grace Lim now first, who's going to break down what the risk is to the public. Grace?
Yeah, overall, the Washington State Department of Health says that the risk is low for the general public, but because this is a new virus and there are a lot of unknowns, they're taking this very seriously. Now, Dr. Jay Cook with Providence Regional Medical Center, he says that the infected patient is in satisfactory condition, meaning his vitals are stable, but doctors will continue to monitor him for at least 48 hours in a special isolation unit. We've learned the patient lives alone and also traveled to Wuhan, China alone, but there's always the chance that he may have exposed the virus. So an investigation is underway looking into who he may have come in contact with and where he has traveled. They're retracing his steps at the airport, his transportation from the airport to his home, which we're told was in a group type transportation mode, and the first clinic he went to when he felt ill, which they won't disclose which clinic that was. At today's press conference, again, officials just want to stress that the risk is low.
I just want to say there's nowhere in Snohomish County that I would be reluctant to take my new granddaughter or my family members. This is a low risk. It appears to have a transmission vector that really should not prevent anyone from going anywhere in Snohomish County except maybe the isolation ward at the hospital.
So here's what we know about the novel coronavirus. It can look like the common cold. Symptoms include fever, cough, and respiratory issues. If you experience any of these symptoms but did not travel to Wuhan, health officials say it's not likely you have the disease or the virus, but if you did travel to China, you'll want to get tested. And again, how it spread from human to human still remains unknown, but in the meantime, health officials advise you take those usual preventative measures of, covering your mouth and your nose when you're sneezing, washing your hands, and also staying home if you're sick. But again, the officials want to stress that the risk is low and there's no need to panic. Live in Shoreline, Grace Lim, Q13 News.